Okay, hello. So I'm going to go over a few techniques today. You all likely know at this point how to import video and audio. So you want to create a new folder in Assets to do this. And then find a .mp4 or MOV, MP3 or WAV, and then you click and drag it into that folder. And it will then be embedded inside of your project folder. So we're going to start from here. So with audio, I can actually add audio onto any object that I want. So if I want to add it to this car, let's say, I could click on the car, and then I'm just gonna zoom out to look at the car, but I don't need to actually I don't need to look at the car to add the audio in. Okay, so here we are. What I need to do to add the audio in is make sure the car is selected. Here I'll add a component called audio source. And then very easily I can add an audio clip by clicking here and choosing that clip. Then I can hit play. So as you've observed, that audio clip is playing generally throughout the project. So if you want that, that's fine. You can do that. But what I'm assuming most of us are going to want is to have the sound play just on that object. The easiest thing to do is to have it play on awake and also click on loop. I will show how to trigger it on and on later, but right now I'm going to go over the most simple version. So here you'll click play on awake and loop, and then you'll scroll down. And it's here where we'll do some spatial blending. Before I get into that, I want you to understand that you have an audio source. You also need an audio listener in your piece for the sound to be heard. You have that on your first-person controller, and under joint, under player camera, you can see there's an audio listener. If you have two audio listeners, it will tell you in the error section, and you would have to fix that. By the way, this error has come up a lot, so just want to show you how to correct it. It says invalid editor window. All it needs you to do is go to window, layouts, and then reset. If it gets confused when it's not one of their options, so if you've moved things around, so I'll just hit 2x3 split, and that should clear up the problem, and it won't come back until I move things around. Okay, so if that happens, just know your project hierarchy is just closed. It's still there. You just have to open it. So we'll go back to the car. So I've clicked on the car here, which means in my inspector panel, audio source comes up. I have it play on awake and loop, and then, excuse me. So I want to go to this area here, spatial blend, and change it from 2D to 3D. What you're going to see is that green line in the graph in the listener moving from the bottom to the top. This means that instead of playing the audio all at once, it's going to play just as you get close to it. So then you can play with the spread as well. We'll leave that low right now, and then it says minimum distance and maximum distance. These are important numbers. We'll check out the spread in a little bit. So minimum distance is like the minimum distance heard and then the maximum distance heard. So let's change this from 500 to 100 and see how the audio changes. And then let's say 3. I think we can leave that at 1, but let's just test this out. Okay, so I'm not hearing any audio. Let's get closer. Still approaching. Okay, so you can see on the right, our listener is getting closer and closer, but we're still too far from the object to hear anything, so we need to adjust these numbers. Our minimum distance, we're going to change to 50. Ooh, and maximum distance, let's do 55. Oh, no. Yeah, let's do 50 and 500. I think we might even want to do 100 and, let's see, 600. Let's try this. So I'm going to move us a little bit closer so it doesn't take us that long to get to the car. And we can do this tutorial a little faster. So I want to be far enough away that I'm probably not going to hear it. Let's hit play. Make sure we click on Tokus so we can see what's going on with the audio, and then push play. Okay. So you can see the listener is right here. So let's change that to 50, and we'll still hear it. Let's even do maybe 20. Oops. 20 here. Oops. There we go. So let's make it even smaller because I can see I'll probably still hear it. 10. So at this point I should be able to hear it just really faintly. So in that case, you could see the sound did get a little bit higher, but not quite enough. So maybe we want it to actually be at 20 or 30. And then let's say 700, and I'll move the camera back again. And then I'm going to show you maybe an even easier trick. So if we start here, we click Tokus, scroll down, we can see we're still in the range of sound. Again, I'm looking at this red line for seeing where my sound is. Let's go here and click on Tokus. So we'll still hear it very slightly, but let's press play. So you can see at the end of that walking, this red line was almost at the maximum output, which is the highest sound. So it's very gradual, which can be nice if you want a sort of a scene where the sounds blend together. But what we can do to actually make this even more abrupt and almost like fake a trigger, so it's looping, it's always on, but you only hear it when you're close, is we can create a much less gradual curve. So we could do a linear roll-off, custom roll-off. Let's start with logarithmic. The reason for this is these little circles, you can actually click and move yourself. So you can create this like very sharp angle where it's silent, and then it just, right at the very end, and maybe even a little closer, you can have it rise in volume. So you don't have to wait till you're too close. You could have it be so that at this point, so let's do it right after so you can see this is where my camera is. Let's say we want to be pretty close to it for it to go fully on. You have to be a little bit careful with the curves. Or you could see it gets a little crazy. Let's go back to, okay. So I'm going to pull the top one up first. Try not to hit that point where it snaps. And then the one right beneath it. You can make the curve smaller too by selecting these Is that letting me make the curve smaller? No. Okay, but that's okay. You can still rotate it and then move this over, Hit Control Z if that happens to you. Let's move this one over. So I've created more of a straight line. So let's hit play. So that is how you could create the audio that is off for different objects, and then it is on when you get closer to the object. So it's sort of a fake trigger, but it's also just a way to play with spatialized sound. And if you do enjoy that gradual build, then you can work with that. Okay, so that is audio. For video, we're going to do something somewhat similar, except not with the curves, but just adding in a component. So if you're putting a video in, like, let's say we do it on this rock wall, maybe this one because it's a little bit flat. So this could be a wall, this could be terrain like we're seeing now. Whatever it is, what you'll want to do is create a game object, 3D object, plane. And then you'll want to rotate this plane on the rotate button, have it face forward. And let's make sure it's not in the mountain, which I believe it might be. So I'll go back to move. Yeah, it is. Okay, so it is in front of our mountain, which is good for now. Maybe we want to make it a little bigger. I know that my video is vertical, so I'm going to make it look vertical. And then I'm going to attach the video to it. So on the plane, you will click Add Component to the right on the inspector. Then you'll do Video Player. Here it says Choose Video Clip. I can choose this video clip. It says Play on Awake, wait for first frame. I'm going to loop it. I have a playback speed. Let's see, camera far plane. Let's leave it on material override for now. And volume, so it has volume up to 1. It doesn't have the volume option that we do in audio clips, so let's see how this works. Okay. Where is it located? There's my car. I'm going to relocate my camera so I don't have to search for this. So my camera is here, and it's over there. Let's go over there. Okay, so I know I'm really close, so I'll turn. Okay, so it is playing, however, it is sideways. So what I want to show you too, if that happens, you basically need to change the plane. That means it's, I shouldn't have changed the rotation that I changed. It likely has to be rotated 90 degrees, and then I'll also rescale it. And you could get the exact ratio of the video. I mean, there are ways to do this mathematically. I'm a little bit more chaotic than that, but yeah, if you want that, you can look that up, or ask me. I can work on that with you. Okay, so now it's more upright. Let's bring that down, forward, make it a little bit bigger overall, just so it's easier for us to see. It could be coming out of the mountain a little bit. That's cool, and I'll maximize on play so you can all see that as well. A little bit easier. Okay. So there is the video. Oh no, it's right side up. My dog was upside down. Okay. So that's cool. It's playing. This video has no sound, so I'm going to pause for a second and get a video that has sound so that we can do that again. Okay, so I brought in a new video, a video that has sound, and it's just me testing out online broadcast system, OBS. So I'm going to do game object. 3 object plane, so I'll create another plane. I'm going to move it over, and I'm going to double check this one. So it looks like I have my Y and Z at negative numbers and the X at positive, and this is 0, 0, 0. So I know that I need to move this in the direction. Let me get in front of it. So this is my Z, X, and Y. My Z needs to be negative. No, I don't trust it. Okay. And I could copy the components. We've talked about that. So let's do that. Copy component, plane 2. So if you figured out the rotation for yourself. So now I've copied those. I'll move it. I'll rotate it slightly just so it stands up straighter. I could do that for this one too. Move it out of the mountain. And then I do know that I need to change the scale because my video this time is widescreen. Also, if you have like a wall that you're placing this on, that is also a good way to get the measurements. You can literally copy the components of the wall that you want to place it on and then paste it in. So let's say it faces down a little bit because I'm quite low. All right, so here I'm going to add component, video player. Click on those 3 buttons to add the video clip, add that clip. It's all there. Let's loop it and we'll hit play. So let's hear the audio. I think I should just trust it. I think so. Looks good to me. Yeah. To see what's going on. Oh wait. Oh, to be full screen. Got it. We're not quite in the center, but we'll have to live with it. Okay, so this video is working, but the audio is playing globally, which we do not want. So we're going to have to add a script. So to make the video script, we're going to hack it a little bit. So for the video clip, we added the new video clip, and we're actually going to do audio output none. Then we're going to add an audio source, and we'll add our audio clip here. So the way we do that, we actually need to take our video, and I'm going to change, okay, it's good. So take our video and run it through Media Encoder. You might have to use Remote Desktop to do this, so you'll bring in, if you don't have Adobe, or one of the computers in class. So you'll bring in all your video files onto your Zorak drive or in a Google Drive, download them to the remote desktop, and then open Media Encoder. So my Media Encoder froze, and I want to show you this, but in Media Encoder, pretty simple. You upload your file and then change the format from whatever it is, H.264 to MP3, and then process it, or WAV. if you want help with this, I can do that. I know a lot of you don't have Adobe, so you could use a free conversion site. Be cautious about this, but most likely nothing will happen. But you don't want to download anything that is threatening to the computer. But I uploaded my MP4 file, and I'm waiting for it to convert, and then I'll be able to download it as an MP3. So once you have this converted, you can download the MP3. I'm going to show it in my folder. And just for reference, this is freeconvert.com. You can just Google search, free conversion MP4 to MP3 or video to MP3, and then it'll create that for you. I'm going to drag and drop this file into the external folder I've created. So I'm waiting for my file to upload. After my file is uploaded, I'll click on that plane. Then in my audio clip, I'll add the audio clip here by clicking on these 3 dots. After that loads, you'll see it here. I can change it from 2D to 3D sound, just like last time, and then change this from 1 to something closer to 10, and again move my curve down so that it doesn't play until I want it to. And do that carefully. Hit Control Z if that creates like an extra ripple. You don't want that to happen, so we'll do it here. That's pretty good. So again, it's play on awake and loop you want on for audio, as well for play on awake and loop. And let's leave that on for now, 2D to 3D, and then when you press play, the video will come on, and you can move forward. You won't hear the video. Until you get close enough.
Sorry, I just want to make sure you have.
So this audio isn't very exciting. It's actually me just starting the recording.
Oh yeah, it's recording. All right, so we're gonna start.
But if I move away, you'll no longer hear those sounds. So that is a way to control the audio and make it 3D with the video player, so that they're all going to be constantly playing and looping, but you won't actually hear the content until you get closer, which makes it for less linear experience, but it could still be very interesting to the viewer. So I think we'll stop there for today. Next week, I'm going to go over how to record in Unity and how to upload your game on a free hosting site called itch.io. And we'll be close to getting ready to make the final videos for the project. So I'm going to stop there for now. As always, please email me if you have any questions, and I'll add more resources onto this week's week 11 on eCampus that can show different ways to trigger videos in Unity by a YouTuber who actually shows you how to create a script and like cut to a clip. I know some were interested in that. And I'll also put in the link for the free video converter. But also please use Media Encoder if you have access to it, and if that feels easy. Otherwise, the way I did it works just fine. Thanks.